What's up, you guys? It is January 29th. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. We are supposed to be getting a lot of snow today, so I'm going to hopefully get out and film a little video with that I'll include with this. First, we got to make some coffee, though. Just wanted to add, hopefully this isn't ruffling too much and annoying. Yeah, that little intro sequence you just saw was shot on the new 35 1.4, 33 1.4. I'm gonna keep doing that. Thought the autofocus was pretty snappy. Seems like a decent performer. Yeah, that's good. There's just nothing like just a. It's just the smell that, for me, if you're an avid coffee drinker, I know I am. There's just nothing like that first smell of the coffee in the morning. If you grind your own beans and brew your own coffee, there's just nothing quite like that first sip and the first smell and just the feeling that the coffee just sort of gives you, and it's that punch in the face that you just need to get your day started. I know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over some of the photos that I took when I first started out doing photography versus what I do now. Just kind of comparing the two. Seeing where like I was 5 years ago to where I am now. I think it's good to do that kind of progression to see where you started, because it's easy to get into the looking at, you go on Instagram, you go on TikTok or whatever, and you see what other people are doing and you go, wow, my stuff's not up to that par, or it's not good enough. But if you compare yourself to your past work, you're less likely to kind of judge yourself and seeing where you ended up or where you started versus where you are now and the progression of that. So I think that's a good idea. Let's get into it. 52 degrees, that's what the hat's for. I'm in the basement, so, you do what you do. Let's dive into it. Let's pull up Lightroom. So what we're looking at now is some weddings that I did back when I first started out doing basically any kind of professional work. This was probably back in 2016. Yeah, so this was back in 2016 when I kind of first started getting into professional work. I kind of had some idea what I was doing. I think I was shooting with a Canon 60D or a 6D on like a 28 to 70 or 2470 2.8. So this one right here, this photo, if I can full screen that. So the one you're looking at right now, this was actually a photo that I did. It was long exposure. I think it was about maybe 20 seconds or so. Anyway, this ended up actually getting, I entered this photo into a gallery, sort of an art show type thing. Ended up actually selling a print of this for like, I think $300 at the show. So this was actually the first piece of work that I actually sold professionally at a gallery. I had everything. It was framed and mounted and everything and hung up, and somebody liked it enough to buy it, I guess, because they walked out of there with that. I'm just looking back at some of these, and I remember this is sort of the time when photography stuff started to sort of take off for me a little bit. I started getting more and more real estate jobs. I started doing more wedding photography back when I was doing that, before I got more into the video side of it. I just started kind of experimenting a little bit more. Gear did start to get slightly better gears. My buddy Andy, with his darkroom in his basement that he does, I'll plug him sometime. Check out his stuff. I'll put a link in the description below, but he's got a pretty sweet film studio setup if you're into that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of pretty much sums it up. Not too terribly exciting of a dive. I just kind of, for me, wanted to go over and see kind of what I had been doing. From time to time, will come back to these and look at them just to see kind of where I maybe started, or just for inspiration, if nothing else, or just to remember, just to relive a moment in time. That's why we do what we do. Yeah, so I think that's gonna pretty much do it. Not too much else stuff to go on about. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel, drop a like on the video, follow me on Instagram at Brian Rubelt, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. I still can't decide whether or not I like this setup with this way or this way with the light. Let me know what you guys think.